Fellow Americans, we are gathered here in the largest demonstration in the history of this nation. Let the nation and the world know the meaning of our numbers. We are not a pressure group. We are not an organization or a group of organizations. We are not a mob. We are the advance guard of a massive moral revolution.
In the zone with the pump, jump up and take flight. Use the force when I write like
I've always wanted to teach children.
I used to want to be a baseball player.
I wanted to be a cheerleader. Tried out 10 million times, never made it.
What were your hopes and dreams when you were a teen?
To be a dancer.
This is our choreographer, our manager, everything.
And it's funny because my daughter wanted to be the same thing.
When you're single and thin and cute and free, it's the best place in the world to be. I see that there's not enough to do. We had a lot to do when I was growing up. And that's how it was. Everybody that I was involved with was doing something. They were involved in school activities or community activities or church activities. They were all heavily involved in those things.
Teens are different to me because society is different, you know. It's a lot more that they can do these days that we couldn't do. And, you know, parents are younger, having more children at a time, so they got a lot more brothers and sisters, you know, a lot less positive influence around.
The way I see it, being an adult looking at the teens is they're following that TV image. You know, everybody wants to be rich quick, and they, you know, they want the bling bling, they want the nice cars and say they got this, so why not hang out on the streets and act like you're doing so much, and not understanding that you're not doing anything but messing up your future because you have an opportunity to go to school, finish, and have a wonderful job, and you really will be balling out of control because you have money and you have it legally.
The biggest change I've ever seen, then we didn't have security guards. We didn't have lockdowns. We didn't have kids coming in selling. We didn't have kids carrying. Then it was more like you just be a kid. And nowadays, we really, really got to look out for each other. And even though the school is trying to be positive about it, the kids take it as a negativity.
Back when we were growing up, it wasn't a big deal about image and what you had and, you know, how you looked. And nowadays, you look at somebody wrong on the street, that's the start of a fight.
The gangs, the drugs, the hanging out really, really late at night, and the shootings and all that. I didn't see that when I was growing up. It wasn't around me. I was in the area, but it was never around me.
One of the main reasons why I would like to leave my neighborhood, because there's a lot of teen violence that's been going on. Like, one of my good friends that I went to high school with got shot and killed in Kalamazoo. His name's Palmer. And it really affected me because he was supposed to go up to Eastern, and we had him all set up to go to Eastern, and the day he got his diplomas, the day he died, got shot up by some north side, south side mess. And if you want to go look back in history, it all started because Kalamazoo was that one talk about it was really gangs, when it really was just two kids that lived on, you know what I'm saying, opposite sides of towns. But there's been a lot of really dumb violence that's been going on, especially with the teenagers that we associate with. And if I was to grow up and have kids, I wouldn't want my kids to be around some violence, like some crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They gotta stay under the windows every time they come in the house. I don't want that. I don't want to live like that.
We were at a park here, but now it's gonna be a house, I guess. So, you know, it's very crazy right now.
I didn't realize that we were poor until I came home from school and looked at the house that I grew up in. There were actually 6 of us, and we grew up in a 2-bedroom house. My 2 sisters slept together. I slept at the foot of my parents' bed. I don't know to this day where my brother slept. There was always the attitude that don't care if you are bored, you're going to school. Or if you're not sick, you're going to school. So there was an attitude. Now, I believe that poverty has an impact, but I also believe it's the value of the home. If there is the value, then the child will be a little more motivated. I don't think we can put it all on the system because, again, we are the system. We make up the system.
Yo, Tree City here to plant the seed and show these other rap cats we ahead of the league. Knowledge by the pound, never ever deceive. We gonna satisfy the...
I went to Central, Kalamazoo Central. Well, I saw it a lot on the news, and after I saw it on the news, I would go on the internet and do lots of research. So I actually learned a lot off the website and off of searching other sites.
From Tree City, the vibe gets electric like a stun gun, or like a cable wire chilling in the rain. Y'all can feel it in your veins, master blood loss through the brain.
It has helped me a lot. I really can't say the other side because I went into college having it, so I wouldn't know what it was like without not having it. But it has really helped. It really has helped. I get 80%.
The Promise is great. I have 2 grandchildren that are in Kalamazoo. My oldest, who's my grandson, started from day 1. The Promise is wonderful, but the children have got to realize that there is studying that has to be done. There are classes that you have to do, and you got to keep a GPA because they're not, the Promise is here and it's great, and I think all children should talk about wanting to go to college. And if not to a 4-year college, go to nursing school, mechanic school. There's just lots of things that kids can do, and you can use the Promise by doing that. I think it's wonderful.